Continue your discussion on current liabilities. We're done with trade and other payables. Let's now move on to estimated liabilities. Sir, what are estimated liabilities? Estimated liabilities are obligations wherein the amounts are not definite, and in some cases, the exact payees cannot be identified. This is the definition of estimated liabilities. These are obligations wherein the amounts are not definite, kaya estimated, and in some cases, the payees cannot be identified. May mga instances wherein hindi natin alam kung sino yung babayaran natin. Okay? Estimated liabilities are considered as liabilities because nag-qualify sila sa recognition criteria. Ano nga ba ulit, class, yung recognition criteria for liabilities? Probable and measurable. Lagi yung tatandaan yung two words na yan. Probable, measurable. Now, we have two examples of estimated liabilities. Premiums and warranties. Let's start with premiums. Premiums are used for promotions. Typical yan sa televisions and sa mga malls. Okay? I don't know if naabutan nyo or naalala nyo, pero iyan yung magpe-present ka ng proof of purchase. Okay? Magko-collect ka ng coupons, bottle caps, mga sachets, and then ihuhulog mo sa drop boxes, and then may draw lots, and then may mga winners. Okay? Yung mga winners, manalo sila ng cash prize or free products o kaya naman mga discounts. Okay? Yun yung old school. Siyempre ngayon, through social media na lang yan. So magla-like, mag-share ng post, and then may mga winners. Right? So ganun yung premiums. Now, yung nag-initiate ng promotions, meron siyang liabilities. Okay? Meron siyang obligation na mag-provide ng cash prize or free products dun sa mga winners. That's why premiums are considered as liabilities. Okay? And it's important to know kung how much yung estimated liabilities natin arising from premiums. So, tingnan natin yan by answering illustrative example number 7. So, go to illustrative example number 7. Tingnan natin, class, kung paano tayo mag-estimate ng liabilities from premiums. Okay? Let's take a look at the requirement. Prepare journal entries that would be made in 2025 and 2026 to record sales, premium purchases and redemptions, and year-end adjustments. Let's read the given. Mr. Accounting Company manufactures a product that is packaged and sold. A planner is offered to customers, sending in stickers accompanied by a remittance of 10 pesos. So, ganito nang mangyayari dyan, class. Yung promotion natin, so basically, si customer, magbibigay siya ng stickers and 10 pesos, may kasamang cash, and then magbibigay tayo ng planner dun kay customer. Okay? So, yun yung promotion. Data with respect to the premium offer are summarized below. So, meron tayong 2 years, 2025, 2026. We have sales, purchases, etc. So, let's take a look at the journal entry. Start muna tayo with 2025. First entry, doon muna tayo sa sales. Given naman, debit cash. Credit sales, nakalagay dyan, class, 3.6 million. Alright, so that's our first entry. Next, purchase of premium. 50, yung premium natin, yung planner. 50 pesos per planner, and total is 390,000. Now, yung premium or yung planner natin is considered as inventory. Okay? So, entry natin dyan, class, debit, premiums, inventory, credit cash, 390,000. Alright? So, ganyan siya. Next entry natin, nakalagay dyan, number of planners distributed as premium. So, ito yung actual na dinistribute natin sa mga customers. So, ilan daw yan, class? 5,000. Okay? 5,000 planners. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, tama ba si customer? Magbibigay sa atin 10 pesos. So, 5,000 times 10, that's 50,000. Yung cash na marireceive natin from the customers. Debit cash, 50,000. And then, syempre, ibibigay natin planner. So, kailangan mo i-credit yung premiums inventory. Debit premiums, inventory, how much? Take note, nakalagay kanina is purchase of premium, 50 pesos per planner. Tama? Kung 5,000 yung dinistribute natin, 5,000 times 50, that's 250,000. Credit, premiums inventory, 250,000. Lagay ko yung solution, that is 5,000 times 50. And then obviously, hindi balance yung entry natin. Meron tayong cash na 50, may premiums inventory na 250. So, balancing figure natin, class, is debit premiums expense. Okay, premiums expense, 200,000. Okay, ito yung journal entry natin sa actual distribution of the premiums or the planners. Number 4, jump muna tayo dun sa last item, distribution cost, or basically, pwede mo isipin na delivery fee yan. Okay, 20 pesos per planner. So, 5,000 yung total planner times 20. Therefore, yung distribution cost natin or delivery fee is 100,000. Charge natin sa expense yan. Debit premiums expense, credit cash, ito yung para sa delivery natin, 100,000. Okay, that's 100,000. Now, last entry, end of the year, kailangan natin i-estimate kung ilan yung planners na i-distribute natin for next period. So, punta ka dun sa fourth to the last item, o second to the last item, estimated number of planners to be distributed in subsequent period. Nakita mo yung 2,000? Okay, so ganito yung class. Para malaman natin kung how much yung estimated liabilities, kukumpute na natin kung magkano yung gagastusin natin. Alright? So, ganito gagawin ko dyan. 2,000 planners, mumultiply ko siya by, how much yung planner natin? Di ba, 50 pesos? Tama lang, gagastusin natin yung 50, right? And then may delivery charge pa. Tama, yun yung distribution cost na 20. Gastos din natin yun, right? So, plus 20, pero si customer magre-remit sa atin ng 10 pesos. So, bawas sa gastos natin yun. Minus 10. So, ibig sabihin, 50 plus 20, that's 70 minus 10. 60 pesos per planner yung liability natin. 2,000 times 60, that is 120,000. Entry natin, end of the year, debit premiums expense, credit estimated premiums liability, 120,000. These are your journal entries for 2025. Okay, now, Let's say, ang tinanong sa'yo sa problem, how much yung inventory natin or the premiums inventory? Tingnan natin. So first is yung binili natin na 390,000 and then nag-distribute tayo ng 250. Therefore, balance ng inventory natin is 140,000. Pag ang tanong sa'yo, how much is the premiums inventory December 31, 2025? 140,000. Pag tinanong naman sa ating class, how much yung estimated premiums liability, EPL na lang, sagot natin dyan is 120,000. Right? Pag tinanong sa'yo, how much yung premiums expense? Huwag natin T account. Since expense account siya, premiums expense, PE na lang. Lagyan natin, 200,000 plus, what else? 100,000 para sa distribution cost natin, plus yung estimate natin na 120,000. Pag ang tinanong sa'yo, class, how much yung premiums expense? 200 plus 100 is 300, plus 120, 420,000. Alright? So how much inventory? 140. Estimated premiums liability, 120. Premiums expense, 420,000 for 2025. Let's do the same thing for 2026. Okay, first journal entry natin, again, yung sales muna. So how much yung sales sa 2026? 4.2 million. Debit cash, credit sales, 4.2 million. Next entry, purchase of premium, 580,000. Debit, premiums inventory, PI na lang. Credit cash, 580,000. Next entry natin, class, yun yung number of planners distributed, yun yung actual na distribute natin. Ilang units daw? 9,000. And remember, 50 pesos yung premiums natin, yung inventory, okay? 9,000 times 50, that is 450,000. Tama? So, pero si customer nag-remit sa atin ng 10 pesos. So, yun muna yung i-enter natin. Debit cash, 9,000 times 10, that is 90,000. Yun na-receive natin na cash from the customer. Lagay ko yung computation dito, 9,000 times 10. And then, take note, class, na nag-record tayo ng liability last year. I-debit muna natin yan, okay? Debit estimated premiums liability, or EPL, for how much? 120,000. Tama ba, class? Ang didistribute natin yung premiums inventory. Earlier, na-compute natin, 9,000 times 50, that's 450,000. Okay? 450,000. Lagay ko yung solution, 9,000 times 50. Obviously, hindi balance yung entry natin. Meron ka 90,000 plus 120,000 debit. Credit natin is 450. Balancing figure natin, premiums expense, 240,000. Debit premiums expense, 240,000. That's your entry for, ayan, that's your third entry. Next is, i-record natin, class, yung distribution or yung delivery. Doon sa last item, nalagay, distribution cost 20 pesos per planner. Ilan yung planner natin? 9,000. Yung distribute natin. 9,000 times 20, that is 180,000. Debit premiums expense. Credit cash, 180,000. And last entry, December 31, alamin natin, estimated liabilities or ilan yung premiums na i-distribute natin for next year. Okay, nakalagay dyan, 3,000. Tama? Second to the last item, 3,000. And then, earlier, na-compute na natin, class, na yung net amount na gagastusin natin per planner is 60 pesos. 3,000 times 60, that is 180,000. Debit premiums expense, credit estimated premiums liability, 180,000. These are journal entries in 2026. Let's say, tinanong ka how much yung inventory, December 31, 2026. Well, update lang natin yung T-account natin. Bumili tayo ng 580, so lagay natin yan sa debit, 580. And then, nag-distribute tayo, premiums inventory, 450,000. Lagay natin sa credit. Therefore, pag tinanong sa'yo, inventory, December 31, 2026, 140 plus 580 minus 450. Answer mo dyan, class, 270,000. Pag tinanong sa'yo, how much is estimated premiums liability, December 31, 2026, take note, may beginning balance tayo na 120, yung from last year. And then, nag-debit tayo na 120. Okay? And then, end of the year, nag-estimate tayo na 180. Therefore, yung estimated premiums liability natin end of the year is 180,000. Pag ang tinanong sa ating class, how much yung premiums expense natin in 2026, meron tayong 240 dyan. Okay, 240. And then, plus, what else? 180 yung delivery natin. And then, plus yung estimate natin end of the year, 180,000. So, complete natin class yan, 240,000 plus 180 plus 180, answer mo dyan, premiums expense in 2026 is 600,000. Okay, so that's how you do premiums. Alright, now, let's go to main problem number 5. Okay, madali lang yung main problem number 5. I-erase ko na to. This is still about premiums. Pero hindi na tayo medyo journal entry, no? So, napakita ko na yung entries nyo. Diretso T-account na lang tayo. Alright? So, go to main problem number 5. Alright, let's read the question. What amount should it report as a liability for unredeemed coupons? Okay, during 2021, Ezekiel Company sold 500,000 boxes of cake mix under a new sales promotional program. Each box contains 1 coupon, which entitles the customer to a baking pan upon remittance of 4. So si customer, magre-remit sa atin ng 4 pesos, tama? And the company pays 5 pesos per pan and 0.5 for handling and shipping. It estimates that 80% of coupons will be redeemed even though only 300,000 have been processed. So 80% yung in-expect natin magre-redeem, pero 300,000 lang yung nag-redeem talaga. Okay? So paano gagawin mo dyan? What amount should it report as a liability? Ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Well, ang binenta natin is 500,000, tama? And multiply natin yan by 80%, you'll get, so 500,000 times 80%, that is 400,000, right? Yan yung in-expect natin na magre-redeem. Magkano yung gastos natin dyan? Well, 400,000 times 80%, that is 400,000. 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 Per pan, ang bayad natin is 5 pesos. And then meron pa tayong handling and shipping. So dagdag sa gastos natin yan, 0.5. Pero si customer magre-remit siya ng 4 pesos sa atin. So 5 plus 0.5 minus 4, that is 1.5. Okay? Multiply mo yan by 400,000. Liability nating class is 600,000. So mag-T account lang ako. Lagay ko dyan, liability for, unredeemed coupons. UC, 600,000. And sabi sa problem, meron daw nag-remit, okay, or may nag-redeem na 300,000 coupons. So 300,000 times 1.5, makukuha mo dyan class is 450. Siyempre, nag-redeem yun. So ibig sabihin, babawasan sa liability natin. 600 minus 450, ending balance natin is 150,000. So meron pa tayong ina-expect na magre-redeem next year worth 150,000. That's why for main problem number 5, answer natin, boy. Okay, so ganun na siya. That's boy. Now, let's move on to the second example for premiums. Premiums can also be used as customer loyalty program. Okay? Customer loyalty program. Sir, ano yung customer loyalty program? Yung class yung customer mo nakakapag-ipon sila ng points, also called mga credits or awards. Ayan. So, siguro meron kayong SM Rewards card, yung mga ganyan. Ano pa? Lucking National card, Watson's card, yung mga ganyan. Or siguro sa inyo, familiar kayo dun sa Starbucks stickers, yung magkukuli ka ng stickers, and then pag nakaipon ka for certain number of stickers, bibigyan ka ng planner. Okay? So, ganun yung customer loyalty program. Sir, bakit natin di-discuss yan? May liability side ba yan? Yes. So, ganito yung class. Gawin na natin example yung sa Starbucks. No? Pag si Starbucks, nagbenta sa'yo ng coffee, and then nag-collect ka ng sticker, dalawa actually yung binibenta niya. Alright? So, ganito yung nangyayari yung class. Sa initial sale ni Starbucks, okay, dalawa yung binibenta niya. First is the product, which is the coffee. Alright? And nagbibenta rin siya ng points. Basically, yung stickers. Alright? Ibang tawag sa points, credits or awards. Now, according to the standards, kapag nagbebenta ka na related sa customer loyalty program, kailangan nating i-separate yung recognition. Okay? For the product, diretso sales ka dyan. Okay, benta mo na yan. Pero yung points, actually, this is still considered as unearned revenue. Bakit unearned revenue yan, sir? Kasi meron tayong obligation, meron tayong liability dun sa mga magre-redeem. Okay, yung bibigyan natin ng planner. Right? Sir, kailan, yung unearned revenue, kailan yan magiging sales? Pag nabigay mo na yung planner dun sa mga customers. Alright? And according to the standards, kailangan natin silang i-separate according to their stand-alone, lagi ko na dito, stand-alone selling prices. Okay, pakita ko na lang siya by answering illustrative example number 8. Okay, illustrative example number 8 about customer loyalty program. So, pakita ko sa inyo yung entries class. So, again, ang concept dito is kailangan nating ihiwalay yung sale natin. Okay? Basically, si Starbucks pa nagbebenta siya sa'yo, dalawa yung binibenta niya. Coffee and then yung planner. Alright? For the coffee, diretso sales ka na dyan. For the planner, unearned muna. Kapag na-redeem na, okay, saka pala magiging sale yung planner na yan. Sige. Let's take a look at the requirement for illustrative example number 8. Okay, prepare the journal entries 2025 to 2028. So we have 4 years. ABC company operates a customer loyalty program. The entity grants loyalty points for goods purchased. The loyalty points can be used by customers in exchange for the goods. The points have no expiry date. During 2025, the entity issued 50,000 awards credits, okay, and expects that 80% of these awards shall be redeemed. So lagyan natin class, 50,000, yung total, pag multiply mo yan by 80%, yun daw yung na-expect, tama ba 40,000 yan, right? Now, shall be redeemed. The standalone selling price of the award credits granted is reliably measured at 1 million. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Standalone selling price. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng standalone selling price? Ibig sabihin niya, class, kapag separate mo binenta yung sa Starbucks example natin, pag separate mo binenta yung planner, lahat ng planners, ang price nun, 1 million. Okay? Pag walang coffee, planners lang ibebenta, ang price nun, 1 million. Ang tawag natin doon, standalone selling price. Gets? Okay. In 2025, the entity sold goods to customers. Total consideration of 7 million. Yun yung initial sale natin. Okay, 7 million, kailangan ihiwalay natin yan. Alright? Based on standalone selling price. The award credits redeemed and total award credits expected each year as follows. So, pakita ko sa inyo, class. Yung initial sale natin, initial sale na 7 million, kailangan natin ihiwalayan. Again, merong para doon sa product, merong para sa points. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, class, tingnan natin yung standalone selling prices nila. Okay, for the product and the points. Standalone selling prices, nakalagay dyan, class, yung product is 7 million. Yung points, according to the second paragraph, is 1 million. Therefore, total standalone selling price is 8 million. Iyan yung gagawin natin pang-allocate. Okay, allocate natin yung 7 million. Allocate. Okay, so 7 million times 7 over 8, you get here 6,125,000. 6,125,000. 7 million times 1 over 8, you get 875,000. Okay, so ganyan class yung allocation natin ng initial sale natin na 7 million. Alright, so gagawin ko dyan, journal entry natin class. First entry in 2025, debit cash, total na receive natin is 7 million, Credit sales, again, yung related sa product or sa Starbucks example natin, yung related sa coffee, sales na yan, 6,125,000. Yung related sa points, unearned revenue yan. Okay? Unearned revenue. Credit unearned revenue points, 875,000. Kailan ba ulit class magiging sales yung unearned revenue na yan? Kapag nag-redeem na si customer. Okay? Isa-isay natin. So sabi dyan, sa table na binigay sa problem, in 2025, ganito yung computation yung class. Tama ba may nag-redeem na 15,000? Right? And then, yung ini-expect na mag-redeem is 80%, which is na-compute natin earlier, 40,000. So, magpo-prorate lang tayo. Yung numerator natin, ito yung actual na 15,000. Yung denominator natin, ito yung estimated. Okay? So, 15,000 times, or 15,000 divided by 40,000, multiply natin sa 875,000. Mako-compute mo dito, class. So, let's compute. 15,000 over 40 times 875,000. You get here, 328,125. Okay, journal entry natin. In 2025, debit unearned revenue points, credit sales, pwede mo na siya i-recognize sa sales, 328,125. Okay, so ganun na siya class. Now, i-account natin yan para ma-monitor natin. Unearned revenue points, originally meron tayong 875,000 and then nag-debit tayo na 328,125. Okay, so let's see. Compute naman natin class yung 2026. Now, cumulative yung computation natin. Right? Cumulative yan. So, yung actual muna na 2025 is 15,000. Add mo yung 7,950, so yung numerator mo, 22,950. Okay? Now, ang na-expect natin is 85%. Therefore, 50,000 yung total times 85%. That is 42,500. Alright? Multiply mo sa 875,000, which is yung initial natin. Okay, 22,950. Divided by 42,500 times 875,000, you get 472,500. Pero class, take note na cumulative yung computation natin. So, kailangan i-minus mo yung na-recognize natin last year. Alright? So, minus 328,125, makakompute mo dyan, 144,375. In 2026, entry natin, debit, unrealized revenue points, credit sales, 144,375. Update natin yung T-account natin, mag-debit tayo, 144,375. And then, 2027, tingnan natin class, cumulative yung computation, 2025 muna, 15,000, plus 7,950, plus 2,550, you get 25,500. And in-expect natin is 85%. Well, 85% ng 50,000 is 42,500. Right? Multiply natin by 875,000. Okay? 255,500 divided by 425 times 875,000. Dapat makuha mo dyan class, 525,000. I-minus natin yung na-recognize natin previously. 2025 minus 328,125. Minus natin yung 2026 na 144,375. Okay? Makuha mo dyan class, 525 minus 328,125 minus 144,375. You get 52,500. Entry natin in 2027. Debit unrealized revenue points, credit sales, 52,500. Okay? Now, update natin yung T-account, 52,500. Compute natin yung ending balance. 875,000 minus 328,125 minus 144,375 minus 52,500, you get here 350,000. Iyan na yung last given na year. So, ibig sabihin, let's say na iyan yung end ng promotion. 2028, entry natin. Siyempre, tanggalin na natin lahat yan. Realize na natin yan. Debit unrealized revenue points, credit sales, 350,000. Okay? So after that, meron kang debit na 350, zero na yung unrealized revenue natin after the promotion. Okay? So this is how you journalize the transactions for customer loyalty program. Again, ang point lang nito sa customer loyalty program, pag nagbenta, yung product, yung coffee, sales na yan. Pero yung related sa planner, sa stickers, unearned yan. Kailan mo siya magiging earned? Kailan siya magiging sales? Pag nabigay mo na yung planner dun sa mga customers. Alright? So ganyan siya. Sige, that's for illustrative example number 8. Okay, let's now go to warranties. Alright, so let's go to warranties. Now, sir, ano ba yung warranties na yan? So basically, class, ito yung mga free repairs. Okay, free repairs. Common yan sa mga appliance centers. Okay, for example, punta ka sa SM Appliances. Bili ka ng TV, washing machine, refrigerator, aircon, yung mga ganyan. Di ba, yung mga warranties yan? O sabihin sa'yo, okay, may 2-year warranty. Okay, wherein merong free repairs o kaya naman free replacement of parts. Alright? Free replacement of parts. Ayan. Now, sir, bakit natin di-discuss yan? Kasi class, form of liability yan. Si SM Appliance Center, okay, meron siyang obligation na yung bibili na customer sa kanya, meron siyang obligation na mag-free repairs and mag-replace ng parts na syempre, kailangan gumastos ni SM Appliance Center dyan. Okay? That's why warranties are considered as estimated liabilities. By the way, estimated siya kasi hindi mo naman alam kung sinong customer yung i-repair mo. Alright? Sino sa kanila na bumili yung kailangan ng repairs. Kaya estimated lang sila. In the same way, yung premiums kanina, hindi mo naman alam kung sino sa mga customers yung magre-redeem ng para doon sa planner. Alright? So that's why, if you remember, sa definition of the estimated liabilities, payees cannot be identified. Alright? So, let's now go to our illustrative example number 9. Okay, illustrative example number 9. This is about warranty. So I'll show you kung paano yung entries natin pagdating sa warranty. But basically class, ganun lang din yung concept. To estimate the liabilities, alamin lang natin how much ba talaga yung gagastusin natin in the future for those repairs. Okay? Sige. Illustrative example number 9 about warranties. Sige, prepare journal entries and then determine the estimated warranty liability. Yung requirements natin. ABC company sells color television sets with a 2-year repair warranty. The sales price is 15,000. So yun yung selling price. The average repair cost is 800. Again, liability yan kasi pag nagbenta ka, may possibility na i-repair mo yung binenta mo na yan. So meron tayong gastos. That's why it's a liability. Research has shown that 20% of all sets sold are repaired in the first year and 40% in the second year. Tama ba? 20 plus 40 is 60%. So ang estimate natin, 60% i-repair natin. Alright? Now, 2025 and 2026, number of sets sold and total payment for repairs. Ganito lang kasimple yung class. In 2025, ganito yung entries natin. Siyempre, magbenta muna tayo. Debit cash, credit sales. Ilan yung nabenta natin for 2025? 300 units. And according to the second sentence, selling price is 15,000. 300 times 15,000, that is 4.5 million. Debit cash, credit sales, 4.5 million. Next, i-estimate natin kung how much yung gagastusin natin in the future. Well, tama ba class? Ang binenta natin is 300 units. And according to the third sentence, the average repair cost is 800. So, ganito gagawin ko dyan. So, 300 units, multiply ko sa 800 pesos, okay? Pero ina-expect natin na 60% lang, hindi naman lahat, okay? 60% lang yung i-repair natin. 300 times 800 times 0.6, 144,000. Debit, warranty expense, WE na lang. Credit, estimated warranty liability, 144,000. Debit warranty expense, credit estimated warranty liability, 144,000. And then, tingin ka doon sa table, nakalagay doon sa second part, total payments for warranty repairs. Yun yung actual na binayad natin or yun yung actual na ni-repair natin. Debit estimated warranty liability, credit cash, that is 40,000. So, ito yung journal entries natin. And tinatanong din sa problem kung how much daw yung ending balance of estimated warranty liability. Mag-T account lang tayo. Estimated warranty liability, meron tayong 144 and then yung actual repairs natin, 40. Therefore, sagot mo dyan, 104,000. Right? So, that's for 2025. Let's do the same thing for 2026. Okay, dun sa sales muna tayo, debit cash, credit sales, how much? 500 units, multiply mo sa 15,000, that's 7.5 million. Alright, debit warranty expense, credit estimated warranty liability, let's compute. So, 500 units, multiply natin by 800, okay, yun yung repair cost natin, pero 60% lang yung ina-expect natin. So, 500 times 800 times 0.6, you get 240,000. Okay, ito yung estimate natin. And yung actual, nakalagay dyan class, 150,000. Debit estimated warranty liability, credit cash, 150,000. Okay, so update natin yung balance ng estimated warranty liability. May credit tayo na 240 and then may debit tayo na 150. Therefore, ending balance natin, let's compute, 104 plus 240 minus 150, you get 194,000. Ending balance of our estimated warranty liability 2026, 194,000. Okay, let's move on to main problem number 6. Okay, so hanapin nyo class yung main problem number 6. So basically, it's still about warranty. Pero easy lang yan. No? T-account lang gagawin natin dyan. So main problem number 6. If you notice, kadalasan ginagamit ko pag multiple choice, T-account. Alright? Sige, main problem number 6. As of June 30, what amount should it report as estimated warranty liability? O, T-account na tayo. Estimated warranty liability. Let's read the problem. On April 1, Kaila Company began offering a new product for sale under a 1-year warranty. Of the 50,000 units in inventory, 30,000 had been sold. Okay? So yung 30,000, yun yung basis natin. Kung ilan yung i-repair natin. Based on this experience with similar products, it estimated that the average warranty cost would be 80. So di-multiply natin. 30,000 times 80. Na-compute nyo ba class yung 2.4 million? Okay, so 2.4 million. Debit warranty expense, credit estimated warranty liability, 2.4 million. Now, actual warranty costs incurred, 700,000. O di, i-debit mo lang yan. Okay, debit estimated warranty liability, credit cash, 700,000. 2.4 million minus 700. Hindi sagot mo dyan, 1.7 million. Letter C. Okay, ganun kasimple. As long as alam mo yung entries, pag multiple choice, madali na yan. T-account ka na lang. Letter C, 1.7 million. Alright, now, sige. And then, we're done with estimated liabilities. So, punta tayo dito, class, sa last part of current liabilities. Tapos na tayo dito. Provisions and contingency. Sir, what are provisions? Provisions, class, technically, estimated liabilities din yan. Alright? But, ang unique sa provisions, these are existing liabilities with uncertain timing or amount. Okay? So again, provisions are also estimated liabilities. Pero ang unique sa kanya, uncertain yung timing and the amount. Alright? So I'll give you an example. For example, class, tayo sa ABC company. Okay? And then may kalaban tayo, competitor natin sa XYZ. Ngayon, kinasuhan tayo. Okay? Nag-file ng court case sa atin. Sabi ni XYZ, okay, may patent infringement. Ginagamit daw natin yung technology ni XYZ without their permission. Okay? So merong pending na court case. Now, ito yung rules as to provisions. Okay? Meron kasing 3 na degree kung gaano o how likely na mananalo or matatalo tayo sa case. Okay? Pwedeng probable, possible, or remote. Depende dyan kung ano yung magiging accounting treatment natin. Let's start with probable. So, ano ibig sabihin ng probable? Probable, class, is more than 50% likely to happen. Okay? Ibig sabihin, sa example natin, more than 50% may chance na manalo tayo sa, more than 50% may chance na matalo tayo sa case kasi liability. So, tayo yung talo. Okay? Pag more than 50% yung chance na matatalo tayo, ang tawag doon probable. Ano yung accounting treatment? Accounting treatment dyan, class, kailangan mag-recognize tayo ng provision. Okay? May journal entry tayo. Debit, expense, or loss, credit, liability. Okay? So again, kapag probable, ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung chance na matalo tayo. More than 50%. Meron tayong provision. Debit, expense, or loss, credit, liability. Okay? Ngayon, pag possible lang, 50% or less. Ang tawag natin dyan, class, is contingent liability. And later, i-expound pa natin yung contingent liability. But tandaan nyo lang, pag contingent liability, disclosure lang yung kailangan dyan. I-disclose natin sa notes to financial statements. Wala kang journal entry. Okay? Disclosure lang kapag contingent liability. Now, paano naman, sir, yung remote? Pag sabi mong remote, 10% or less na matatalo tayo. Okay? Very remote chance. Pag ganyan, class, no journal entry, no disclosure. Right? So, ganyan yung accounting treatment. Ulitin ko. Kapag probable, may journal entry ka. Okay? Kapag possible, i-disclose mo kasi contingent liability na. When you say contingent, okay? Depende yan. Okay? Kung ano yung magiging judgment, alright, ng court. Pag remote, 10% or less, walang journal entry, walang disclosure. Okay, sir. Kapag nag-record tayo ng provision, debit expense, debit loss, credit liability, how much yan? Depende yan, class. Meron tayong hierarchy kung ano yung gagamitin natin. Okay, we measure the provision. Number 1, ang gagamitin mo muna is the best estimate. I-estimate ni management natin kung how much ba yung tingin nila yung loss natin. So for example, sabi ni management, best estimate natin dyan, matatalo tayo yung damages worth 1 million. Ayun, 1 million yung i-record natin. Debit expense, credit liability, 1 million. Now, kapag naman merong range of outcomes or maraming possibilities na amount, okay, ang gagamitin mo dyan, class, is the expected value or the midpoint. Okay, so again, gagamitin mo lang yung expected value or midpoint kapag merong different possible outcomes. Alright? So later, i-apply natin yan sa illustrative examples natin. Tatandaan mo lang, meron tayong hierarchy. Best estimate muna ni management. Kapag maraming possible outcomes, pwedeng 1 million, pwedeng 2 million, pwedeng 3 million, gamitin mo expected value or the midpoint. Okay? That's how, that is provisions. Now, let's go to contingencies. Well, na-explain ko na earlier kung ano yung contingent liability. Okay? Actually, dalawang point of view yan. Yung point of view, pwede siyang contingent liability, pwede rin siyang contingent asset. Dun sa example natin, si ABC, siya yung may contingent liability, tayo. Kasi tayo yung kinasuhan ng kalaban natin. Yung may contingent asset dito, si XYZ. Okay? Kaya again, depende yan sa point of view. Ano ulit, class, yung accounting treatment natin kapag contingent liability? Well, pag sabi mo contingent liability, it is a possible obligation. Okay? Hindi siya present obligation. Possible obligation lang siya. Alright? So, alam natin, pag possible, di-disclose mo lang yan. Or, yung contingent liability, pwede siyang present obligation, but then, it's either not probable or not measurable. Diba? Kanina, hin-highlight ko sa inyo. Tuwing kailan ka magre-recognize ng liability, both probable and measurable. Dapat pareho. So, ito, kapag daw yung, kaya siya contingent liability, probable lang siya or measurable. Hindi siya pareho. That's why, i-disclose lang natin yan. Alright? So, ayan yung accounting treatment for contingent liability. Ano naman, sir, yung contingent asset? Well, kung may payable ka, ang makaka-receive nun, si XYZ. Okay? Pag natalo tayo sa case, babayaran natin sa XYZ. So, may contingent asset si XYZ. Kaya lang, sabi ng accounting standards, since asset yung i-recognize natin, we have to be more conservative. Alright? More conservative tayo than contingent liability. So, ano ibig sabihin ng more conservative? Kapag yung contingent asset mo, point of view ni XYZ, kapag probable or more than 50%, i-disclose mo siya. Disclosure lang. Okay? Kapag possible and remote, okay, no journal entry, no disclosure. I-compare natin. Okay? Kapag contingent liability, right? Kapag possible, i-disclose mo yung contingent liability. Tama? Disclose lang siya. Pero kapag contingent asset, probable, saka mo lang siya i-disclose. Kapag possible and remote, walang journal entry, walang disclosure. Tatandaan nyo lang, class, contingent asset, mas conservative tayo. Okay, i-apply natin yung conservatism principle kasi ganoon naman sa accounting. Kapag asset yung i-recognize mo, dapat mas conservative tayo. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, pag contingent asset, never tayong mag-journalize. No, never tayong mag-journal entry dyan. Alright? Sige. Okay, let's finish answering the rest of the handouts. Punta tayo class sa illustrative example number 10. Okay, simple lang naman to. Illustrative example number 10. Tingnan natin how do we measure provisions. Ano yung sabi ko kanina? Paano yung measurement ng provisions? May hierarchy tayo. Best estimate, expected value, or midpoint. So, tingnan natin kung paano yan. Let's go to illustrative example number 10. Requirement is prepare the journal entry to recognize the provision. In 2025, DEF company received a court order requiring the cleanup of environmental damages caused by one of DEF's factory. DEF has no other realistic alternative but to comply with the court order. Other entities have incurred 15 million. Yung iba daw na companies, 15 million yung nagastos nila. However, DEF's best estimate is 20 million. Ano susunod mo? 15 or 20? 20 million. Okay, kasi yun yung best estimate ni management. So, entry mo dyan, December 31, 2025, debit, charge na lang natin sa debit, environmental cleanup expense or loss, credit, estimated liability. How much? 20 million. Okay, nakasimple. So, follow mo lang is the best estimate of the management. Let's go to illustrative example number 11. Sabi ko kanina, kapag merong different possible outcomes, ang i-apply mo is the expected value or the midpoint. Depende sa given. Let's go to illustrative example number 11. Okay, prepare the journal entry. In 2025, CPA company recalled a product due to a possible defect caused by malfunctioning factory equipment. The products recalled will be repaired free of charge. CPA is uncertain whether all products recalled will have the possible defect. However, the following estimate was made by CPA's engineers. So may mga different outcomes. Again, apply mo dyan expected value. Alright, so paano yan? 20 million, multiply natin by 5%. Expected value natin, EV na lang, okay, is 1 million. 15 million times 20%, that is 3 million. 10 million times 35%, that is 3.5 million. And last one, 5 million times 40%, that is 2 million. So let's add the expected value, 1 million plus 3 million plus 3.5 plus 2 million. Sagot mo dyan class, 9.5 million. Pag meron kang different possible outcomes, multiply natin by probabilities. Ang tawag natin dyan, expected value. Entry natin, December 31, 2025. Debit repairs expense. Credit estimated liability for repairs, 9.5 million. We call this expected value. Okay. Let's now go to illustrative example number 12. Tingnan natin kung paano yung midpoint. Requirement, prepare the journal entry. In 2025, a lawsuit was filed against ABC. Point of view tayo ni ABC for patent infringement. The plaintiff is claiming 100 million in damages. ABC's legal counsel believes that it is probable, okay, that ABC will lose the lawsuit. Kapag probable, ibig sabihin more than 50%. Meron tayong provision, may entry tayo. And pay damages of not less than 10 million but not more than 100 million. The probability of any amount within the range is as likely. The plaintiff was offered to settle the lawsuit out of court, 90 million, but ABC did not agree. Binigyan ka ng range. Kapag range, midpoint yung kukompute mo. Sir, paano yung midpoint? Average lang nila. 10 million yung minimum, maximum is 100 million. 10 million over, plus 100 million over 2. So that is 55 million. Okay? Yun yung midpoint. Entry natin, 12/31/2025, debit loss on lawsuit. Credit estimated liability on lawsuit, 55 million. Okay, so yun yung entry natin for illustrative example number 12. Let's go to illustrative example number 13. Tignan natin class kung ano yung treatment. Provision, mag-record ba tayo ng entry or magdi-disclose tayo? Okay? Or walang entry at walang disclosure. Tignan natin. Let's go to illustrative example number 13. Requirement, indicate how the entity would disclose or account for the 4 lawsuits under the standards, the PFRS, in the financial statements. Okay? Mr. Accounting Company provided the following facts regarding pending litigation. May pending na court case. Okay, first bullet. The entity is defending against a first lawsuit and believes there is a 51% chance it will lose in the court. The entity estimates the damages will be 1 million. Probable kasi more than 50%. Okay, 51%. So more than 50% yan. And measurable kasi meron silang estimate na 1 million. So both probable and measurable, meron tayong provision. Okay, so first scenario natin, meron tayong provision, debit loss on litigation, credit estimated liability on litigation. Best estimate natin is 1 million. Okay? Number 2, the entity is defending against a second lawsuit for which management believes that it is virtually certain to lose in court. If it loses the lawsuit, management estimates damages will fall somewhere in the range of 3 million and 5 million, with each amount in that range equally likely to occur. Pag range, kukumpute natin yung midpoint. So 3 million plus 5 million, that is 8 million. I-divide mo by 2, 4 million. So debit, loss on litigation, credit, estimated liability, ang average or the midpoint na compute natin class, 4 million. Number 3, the entity is defending against a third lawsuit, but the relevant loss will only occur far into the future. The present values of the endpoints the range are 1.5 and 2.5, the management believes that the effects of time value are material but also believes that the timing is uncertain. Okay, so range na naman yung pinakita sa atin, 1.5 million plus 2.5 million, i-divide natin by 2, therefore 2 million yung midpoint natin. Okay, debit loss on litigation, credit estimated liability on litigation, 2 million. And fourth scenario, the entity is defending against a fourth lawsuit and believes there is only a 25% chance. Pag 25%, possible lang tawag dyan. Pag possible, ano yung class? Contingent liability. Pag contingent liability, always disclosed. Pag contingent liability, never ka may journal entry. Alright? Kasi pag journal entry, tawag na doon provision, hindi na contingent liability yan. Okay? So, number 4, disclosure lang yan in the notes to financial statements. Okay? That's illustrative example number 13. Let's go to main problem, number 10. So, practice pa tayo. Main problem number 10 is still about provisions and contingencies. So, tingnan natin class. Main problem number 10. How much should be accrued as provision on December 31? Okay, Rosalie Company has several contingent liabilities. The auditor obtained the following brief description of each liability. In May 2021, the company became involved in litigation. December 2021, the court assessed a judgment for 1.6 million against it. The company is appealing the amount. Its attorney believe it is probable, so kapag probable, may provision tayo, tama? That they can reduce the assessment on appeal by 50%. The appeal is expected to take at least a year. So, 1.6 million and then multiply by 50%, tama ba? 800,000 yan, probable. So, meron tayong provision. So, first natin, kasama yan sa provision natin, 800,000. Let's go to the second bullet. In July, X brought action against a company for polluting the river with its waste products. It is probable, okay, that that X will be successful, but the amount of damages the company might have to pay should not exceed 1.5. So, yun yung best estimate natin. Probable daw. So, ibig sabihin, mag-recognize tayo ng provision. Plus natin sa 1.5 million. And then last item, the company has signed as guarantor for 1 million by bank to Y Enterprises, a principal supplier. At this time, there's only a remote likelihood. Kapag remote, 10% or less. Wala kang journal entry, wala kang disclosure. So ignore mo lang yung third bullet na yan. How much should be accrued as provision? Bullets 1 and 2 lang. 800 plus 1.5 million, that is 2.3 million. Letter D or dog. Okay? Debit expense or debit loss, credit liability, 2.3 million. That's how you record provision. Alright? So that's for number 10. Sige, let's go to number 11. Actually, number 11 is about contingent asset. Okay? Punta muna pala tayo class sa illustrative example number 14 bago tayo pumunta sa main problem. Illustrative example number 14 is about contingent asset. Okay? Ano nga ba class ulit yung concepts sa contingent asset? Quick review lang. Pag asset yan, point of view ka ni XYZ. Okay? Yung nagkaso. Alright? Now, dapat mas maging conservative tayo. Kapag probable, normally, nagpo-provision tayo pag probable, di ba? For contingent asset, hindi na applicable. Disclosure lang. Kapag possible, which is 50% or less, or remote, which is 10% or less, walang journal entry, walang disclosure. Pag contingent asset, mas conservative tayo. Okay? Let's go to illustrative example number 14. Okay. XYZ company is involved in a tax dispute. XYZ has wrongfully paid taxes and is claiming for refund it has previously paid. As of December 31, XYZ's legal counsel was very confident that XYZ will be able to recover the tax refund amounting to 10 million. Provide the journal entry, if any, to recognize the probable receipt for the tax refund. Actually, ang nangyari dito, class, nag-file tayo ng refund kay BIR. Mananalo tayo, okay? For 10 million. Kaya lang, di ba, since may receivable tayo, asset yan. Contingent asset yan, tama? Ang sabi ko, pag contingent asset, at most, disclosure lang yan. Wala kang journal entry. Tandaan mo, class, kapag contingent asset, wala kang journal entry dyan. Therefore, ang sagot mo sa illustrative example number 14, disclosure lang yan in the notes to financial statements. No journal entry. Kahit probable pa yan, kahit measurable pa yan, walang journal entry. Let's go to number 15. Illustrative example number 15. Requirement, provide a journal entry. In 2025, there was a robbery in one of the DEF's branches. There has been a dispute, 100 million insurance claim the DEF has presented. On December 31, the insurance company approved the payment of 80%. May approval na. Okay? Hindi na to considered as contingent asset. Ang tawag na natin dyan, virtually certain. 100% sure na tayo kasi may approval na. Okay? So again, yung illustrative example number 15 is not considered as contingent asset. Therefore, pwede tayo mag-journal entry. Entry natin dyan, December 31, 2025, debit receivable from insurance. Credit gain on settlement. Okay? Debit receivable from insurance, credit gain on settlement. 100 million times 80%, that is 80 million. And then, sabi sa second paragraph, DEF received a letter that the settlement check had been mailed. Kailan? January 5, 2026. Next year, January 5, 2026, debit cash, credit receivable from insurance, 80 million. Okay, so yun yung entry natin for number 15. Again, this is not considered as contingent asset, kaya pwede tayo mag-journal entry. Alright? Sige, and balik tayo class dun sa ating class item na to for the handout sa problem solving natin. Main problem number 11. Okay, during 2021, Christian Company filed suit against X seeking damages for patent infringement. On December 31, the company's legal counsel believed that it was most probable that it would be successful against X for an estimated amount of 1.5 million. On March, the company was awarded 1 million. So, syempre, pinag-uusapan natin sa December 31. Next year pa yung 1 million na yan. In its 2021 financial statements, how should this award be reported? Again, contingent asset yan. I-disclose mo lang yan. Letter D as a disclosure of 1.5 million. For main problem number 11, dog yung sagot natin dyan. Okay, I'll just make sure na sagutan natin lahat, class. So, I think nasagutan natin lahat sa problem solving. Okay, let's now finish this topic by answering the rest of the theory questions. Okay, ano ba di natin nasagutan? Nasagutan number 10. Number 10, under PAS 37, a provision is recognized. Punta ka sa dog. Okay, by the way, PAS 37 class, yung standards na finalo natin for provisions. Okay, ito yung makikita mo sa PAS 37. Probable, possible, and remote. Okay, for number 10, is recognized. Punta ka sa dog. When there is a constructive obligation, outflow of resources, probable, and reliable, okay, or measurable. Reliable estimate can be made of the amount of the obligation. Probable and measurable. Number 11, it is an existing liability of uncertain amount or timing. Okay, so that is provision, letter dog for number 11. Number 12, a provision is recognized in the balance sheet when and only when, actually lahat yan, punta tayo sa number 1, an enterprise sa present obligation, legal or constructive, probable, and number 3, reliable estimate or measurable. For number 12, letter A. Number 13, estimated liabilities are disclosed or are reported in financial statements by estimated liabilities. Okay, yung premiums and warranties. Siyempre, meron tayong debit expense, credit liability. Punta ka dun sa dog, appropriately classifying them as regular liabilities. So, meron tayong journal entry kapag estimated liabilities. Okay, debit expense, credit liabilities. Number 14, a manufacturer of household appliances has potential cost due to the discovery of a defect. The occurrence of the loss is probable and the cost can be reasonably estimated. So, both probable and measurable. Ano gagawin mo dyan? Punta ka doon sa A. Accrued and disclosed as a liability. Mag-accrue tayo. May journal entry tayo dyan. Alright? Kasi both probable and measurable. Meron tayong provision. Sige, number 25. Okay, jump tayo sa number 25. When there is a continuous range of possible outcomes and each point in the range is as likely as the other, kapag merong range, midpoint tayo dyan. Okay, letter C for number 25. Number 26, a contingency is described as, punta ka sa dog, an event which is not recognized. Okay, di-disclose natin. Because it is not probable or the amount cannot be reasonably estimated. Kapag probable lang or measurable, pag hindi both, tawag natin dyan, contingent liability. Di-disclose lang natin yung contingent liability. Number 27, which of the following is most likely candidate for contingent liability? Warranty liability, property tax payable, potential liability for a lawsuit. Punta ka dun sa dog. Okay? Potential liability of a product still in the planning stage. Early stage pa lang, planning pa lang yan. So, ibig sabihin, wala pang assurance talaga na magkakaroon tayo ng liability. Ang tawag natin dyan, contingent liability. Ito yung best answer natin for number 27. 28, which of the following is the proper accounting treatment of a contingent asset? Well, pag contingent asset, at most, disclosure. Okay? Pero pag possible and remote, wala kang journal entry, walang disclosure. Letter D for number 28. 29, contingent assets are usually recognized when? Kailan mo lang pwedeng i-recognize yung contingent assets? Well, kapag nangyari na. Okay? Kapag naka-receive ka na talaga. So, realized, letter A. Okay, ang entry mo dyan, debit, cash, credit, income. O, ganun lang. Debit, cash, credit, income. Sige, number 30. O, tingin natin. On January 17, an explosion occurred at X plant causing extensive property damage. Although no claims had been asserted, X management and counsel concluded it is likely that happens will be asserted and it is reasonably possible. O, pag possible, contingent liability. I-disclose lang natin yan. Will be responsible for damages. Okay, reasonable estimate is 1,250. Excess 5 million comprehensive public liability policy has a 250,000 deductible clause. Okay, in excess FS, how should this item be reported? Alam natin class, i-disclose lang yan. Okay? Pero ano ba ibig sabihin, sir, ng deductible clause? Ganito yung class. Si policy holder, in this case, si X. Ang ibig sabihin ng deductible clause, ang sasagot dyan si X. Okay? In excess of 250, si insurance company na bahala. Gets? So, ang nangyari dyan, di ba, merong 1,250,000. Tama? Yung 250 doon, si X yung magbabayad. Yung 1 million doon, yung insurance company. That's why, ang i-disclose lang natin, na contingent liability, boy, as a footnote disclosure na 250. Hindi yung 1,250. Okay? Kasi yung 1 million, si insurance bahala niyan. Gets? Okay. Last item, X is being sued for illness caused to local residents, okay, of negligence, etc. X's lawyer states that it is probable that X will lose the suit and be found liable from 500 to 2.5 million. Okay? So, ang midpoint on is, so 500 plus 2.5, that's 3 million. Divided by 2, that is 1.5 million. Okay? However, the lawyer states that the most probable cost, yung best estimate is 1 million. As a result, X should accrue, well, ang i-accrue mo dyan is 1 million. Yun yung best estimate. Pero pwede mo i-disclose hanggang 1.5 million. Kasi 1.5 million, yun yung midpoint. Okay? Pero ang pinaka-accurate dito, mag-a-accrue tayo ng 1 million because yun yung best estimate of the management. Boy for number 31. Optional lang, kung gusto mong i-disclose hanggang 1.5 million, okay lang din. Okay? So best answer, boy, a loss of 1 million and disclose an additional contingency up to 1.5 million. Among the choices, boy is the best answer. Okay, that's it for current liabilities.